like I was saying, he'll do that all the time to keep his accounts accurate. And the more accurate accounts you have put on the bookkeeper, the more time he'll he'll spend counting stuff. And I usually have the highest accurate settings, because I don't want to go back and change to higher accurate settings later on. But you could probably do that, because in the beginning now he probably doesn't have to be there all the time. On the other hand, when he doesn't need to count to keep his ratings accurate, he can go out hauling, since I had the hauling skills on him, so it probably isn't a problem. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is how we will make separate bedrooms for each of the dwarves. And it's made in a very similar way compared to how you do the study. You press Q, and then over the bedroom you press R, and then you press enter, because in a room of this size it will be filled with this whole thing right away. If it was a bigger room, you should of course press plus until the whole room is filled. Then, unlike before, when you press D for the dormitory, you assign the bed to one dwarf. And in this case, I'm going to assign it to the bookkeeper, since this is his room anyway. Like so. And I'm going to do that with all of the rooms here. Now, doing like this has one benefit of giving the dwarfs good thoughts. Happy thoughts, I mean. Compared to them sleeping up there when they get unhappy thoughts in the dormitory. But the big downside of doing like this is that if you got a vampire in your fort, the vampire will start killing your dwarves down here, and since it's a door in between, you won't none of the dwarves might be able to see that he has actually killed him down here, and you won't have any witnesses. However, once someone has done a crime and you got your nobles that do it, that punish people, the sheriff and the hammerer, you can point to one to someone who has done it without having any witnesses yourself. And usually you can find out who is a vampire, unless it's a very new vampire, in which case it will be harder. Like I said before, when the new migrants come, you're going to check them, and you're going to check them in the same way you're going to check for a vampire if you find some dead body inside your fort, and I did that in a previous episode, I think. And what you want to do then is to build a jail, and inside the jail you can then open up the floor and let him fall for like a long distance, so he dies of the fall, and you don't have to worry about him anymore. Sometimes the dwarves that kill other dwarves get sentenced to hammering until they die, but usually it doesn't. I don't know why that is. Probably because the dwarves are really dumb. For example, if you break a mandate later on, they will be sentenced to a fatal beating, which will almost always kill them, at least cripple them for a long time, which is really dumb compared to which means they actually get a harder punishment if they break a mandate compared to drinking all of the blood of a dwarf until they die, which is not logical. When the next migrant wave come, I want to have one sheriff and one hammerer, and a sheriff needs special requirements for his room because he's a little bit higher ranked than most normal dwarfs, and the sheriff needs, among other things, one armor stand, one cabinet, one chest, and one weapon rack. And you can make all of these things in the mason workshop. Armor stand is the first thing here. Press A. And cabinet is here. Let's see, there, cabinet. And chests is actually any kind of container, so a coffer will do. And then a weapon rack is there, I think, W. And in addition to this, he needs a dining room, and he needs an office, which means he needs a table and a chair. And also, the room he's in has to be modest, both quarters, dining room and office. This means that the room he wants to be in has to be of a reasonable size, and it has to have a set value. And you can increase the value by placing more items inside the room that he has all this in. You can also increase the value by increasing the size of the room, like I said. I'm not sure that his room will reach modest quality by placing those items inside alone. But we'll see. If that isn't the case, then maybe I can place some kind of statues inside this room or anything to make him more pleased. The hammer, however, he does not need any special items to make him pleased. He can live in the same type of rooms that all the other dwarfs do. And as you can see here, they have started building cage traps. I mean, all of this gray here are not yet built, but this one has actually been constructed. And I think when it's a little bit lighter colored like this, there actually is a cage inside it. When it's darker, there is no cage inside it. I'm not sure about that, but maybe we'll see one later which hasn't a cage in it or has a cage in it, so I can compare the two and show you. And as you can see now on my counts here, all of the drinks, seeds, plants and everything is much more accurate. And I've kept the drinks and the plants at a pretty high level, both of them, which is good. As I look into the stocks here, I can see that I got 110 plum helmets and just a little bit ratweed. I don't know what the glob is. Let's see now. I got loads of armor, leg wear and stuff like that, but all of these are almost all in cloth, which means I have no armor. The weapons I got 2 battle axes and 2 copper picks. I will probably make few copper picks later on because I need more miners. However, 2 copper battle axes is enough right now to because I only have 1 woodcutter. I might get another one later on, and he can do with copper battle axes. However, as I make a military later on, I want to have many more items, many more weapons, and many more armors, which all will be in steel. And the white numbers here are the one you can use, and the red numbers are the ones that has been built, placed, or are actually in using right now, I think. As you can see on my bars, I got only 8 coke bars so far. Later on I will increase the efficiency as soon as the migrants arrive, and I will show you exactly how I do that by placing the coke in a much better position here. But first I have to remove all the stones here, and I have to have enough dwarfs to be able to haul all the coke and iron and everything I want closer to the furnace. And the dwarf numbers I have now are too low to do that in a quick enough way without having to remove one of the jobs I have currently running. And I think all of the dwarves jobs I currently have running are important enough to not increase the efficiency of the furnace just yet. See you next clip.